Able to labor at home for quite a while, but since the hospital I had booked was a bit of a distance from where I lived, I had to get a head start. Like I was 6 centimeters dilated. They immediately book you in and you're on the clock. So from then on, the job of the nurses and the medical team there is to get the baby to you the fastest way possible. This at time may not be the best way for the mom and may not be the easiest it might cause you to have anxiety. What you should do is breathing exercises. Now during my time, I read about this, I saw videos on YouTube, but I don't think I really prepared so much. Hello mamas, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, karibu sana, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on my lovely videos. So today I'm going to be giving a few tips to first-time mom. As a first-time mom, it was not so easy for me during my pregnancy and my childbirth because all these experiences are new to us. It's the first time you're experiencing pregnancy, you don't know what to expect, you don't know how the delivery is going to go. So from my story, I'm going to give you a few tips. The first area I'm going to talk about is if you're planning to have a hospital delivery. My advice would be to labor at home first. Reason being, when you're at home, you're more relaxed, you're more at ease, so it is easier for your body to go through the labor process. During labor, the hormone of oxytocin is produced, and this is what helps to cause the contractions and bring the baby out to you. So this can happen when you're in a more relaxed environment. Hence, it's more advisable to labor at home first. Unless you have any underlying conditions or complications that you may have been told about, then I would advise to go to the hospital first. In my experience, I was able to labor at home for quite a while, but since the hospital I had booked was a bit of a distance from where I lived, I had to get a head start. And when I got to the hospital, the nurses booked me in, and immediately when the nurses book you in, you are on the clock. That brings me to my second reason. Immediately you go to the hospital and they see that you are dilated, like I was 6 centimeters dilated. They immediately book you in and you're on the clock. So from then on, the job of the nurses and the medical team there is to get the baby to you the fastest way possible. This at time may not be the best way for the mom and may not be the easiest it might cause you to have anxiety, hence making the labor process more complicated and longer. So my first tip is, as much as possible, labor at home. Secondly, you have to have a positive mindset. I know as first-time moms, we don't know what you're going to expect during the childbirth process, but it really helps if you have a positive mindset. Forget about all the horror stories you've heard from different moms' experiences. It doesn't mean your experience has to be the same. So if you enter the room with a positive mindset, you're obviously going to get positivity and a positive experience. If you're negative, you're likely mostly to have more obstacles and see and focus on the obstacles. So you need to have a positive mindset. One way of doing that is in preparation. Preparation can help to ease your mind. So you can prepare by packing your hospital bag in advance. On my pages on Facebook and Instagram, and also on this channel, I have shared videos and downloads of what you can pack in your hospital bag for your baby. So if you prepare a hospital bag, it will put you at ease because you know you have the essentials needed or whatever time your baby comes. And it's advisable to pack at earlier because the baby might come 2 weeks earlier or 2 weeks later than your due date. So the earlier the better. Secondly, you can do exercises. Movement is your friend during pregnancy because this is what will prepare your body for childbirth. Do squats. If you're not the workout type, at least do walks, 30 minutes of walks. You don't have to be so intense in your exercises or go to the gym. You can just do it at home, or you can take walks in the evenings when the sun is when it's not so sunny. And squats or pelvic exercises are very important. Well, obviously because the baby comes through there. A third thing you should do is breathing exercises. Now, during my time, I read about this, I saw videos on YouTube, but I don't think I really prepared so much because the breathing process was not easy for me. So one thing I would advise, and I would do differently in my next pregnancy, is do breathing exercises because you will need this when you get to the hospital. Lastly, you can visit the hospital in advance. Visit the facility you would like to give birth in, ask all the necessary questions, go to the labor ward, the maternity ward, the nursery, ask if they have oxygen, what they do during emergencies, complications. This will help to put you at ease because you already know where to go once you get to the hospital. For example, when I decided that I want to give birth at Saida Fatma, I did my last 3 hospital visits there. And during my second last visit, my husband and I visited the maternity ward. There were no mothers in the labor ward, so he was also able to come into the labor ward and see what it was like. And we asked lots of questions, so we were satisfied when we booked for delivery, to do the delivery there. A third area I can talk about, a tip for preparation for childbirth, is don't forget about you. As first-time moms, we obviously most times do not have anything for the baby. You don't have hand-me-downs, you don't have anything to start with, so that leaves you with a lot of shopping. You have to buy baby clothes, you have to buy beddings, you have to buy toys, and nowadays the market is flooded with so many different gadgets that you have to buy for the baby, this and that. And people are talking about how this works and that works. Well, it can be overwhelming. But in all this process, do not forget about yourself. I remember with my experience when I was preparing for the birth of my baby, I had nothing. She's my first child. So I had to do shopping for everything, and she got a lot of gifts from my friends, my family, my husband's family, and a few hand-me-downs from her nieces and nephews, toys and all that. And you know, also as a mom, I want this and that for my baby, so I really shopped a lot. And I had to shop for myself last minute because there's nothing for me. That's when I'm looking at, okay, so what do I need? I need huge maternity pads. By the way, I had never seen those huge pads before I got pregnant. I had no idea people use those. They are maternity pads which are extra large, humongous ones. Nursing outfits, because most of my outfits were, say, up here, so I had to find those that are accessible. Nursing bras, large panties, maternity panties, and I had to research about stool softeners and what I would use during my postpartum period. So when you are shopping, mama, don't forget about yourself. It really goes a long way to help you during your postpartum experience if you have all the essentials that you need. So those are some of the few tips I can give for first-time moms preparing for childbirth. You can go through my channel, and on the playlist of pregnancy, you'll see some of the items that you might need. Feel free to edit as per what you will need according to your experience, and let me know how it goes. See you on my next video. Bye bye, mamas. In December, as usual, most of our help, they go for leave, they go home for the Christmas holidays, and yeah, she traveled back home and she had done a really good job, so I did a bit of shopping for her family, and yeah, akaenda nyumbani. Come January, you know, that is the time you know if your house help is coming or not. So on 3rd of January, the agreed date, I called her and asked her, okay, so are you still coming?